Welcome back to Mega Man X5. So, we are in the endgame. Just as a reminder, I'm playing this as the apocalypse did not happen, but Zero still awakened, so a combination of the good and bad endings. Now that's not going to make a lot of differences for a bit, as we head off into the first of the Zero stages. This one's just going to be the exact same no matter what. And in fact, that kind of sucks, you know why? Because it means that no matter how well you play, you still have to deal with quick man lasers. So yeah, I've been hemming and hawing over the endgame stages because, yeah, no, we are starting right off the bat with a mechanic that I don't think anyone likes. Now, obviously, you can cheat this gimmick, and I absolutely am, and I feel like they expect you to, considering they do have the special recharge there. Also got extremely lucky with a hitbox there. Very nearly died. But yeah, the stage is very simple, outside of getting one hit killed by the same laser trap over and over again until you learn the stage. And unfortunately, even if you pass the stage, the boss you get to sucks ass. Hey, so, does this look familiar? It probably does. It's a devil boss. And wouldn't you know it, this is perhaps one of the worst devil bosses I've ever fought, which is impressive because I don't particularly like them in the first place. Weak to electricity, which it usually is. You see, it's a reference, you know, you see in the background, you might be able to recognize that vague shape. That is the background, and, you know, we have a devil boss, and we can shoot it with lightning. That's a reference to the original Mega Man. Unfortunately, as far as I know, there isn't a pause trick, which is a shame, because I would have used it. I have absolutely zero tolerance for any devil boss. That's why I cheated the first one. I did not care. I still don't. Falcon Armor will cheese this boss somewhat, however, do recall you only have limited flight time, and unfortunately, what makes this boss so bad in comparison to other devil bosses is the fact that it doesn't have a pattern. Yeah, that's right, the only thing that makes the devil bosses tolerable, the fact that you can just memorize how they're going to separate and reform, you can't here. It's always different. And sometimes there's even another attack shoved into the middle of this. So yeah, it just sucks. It is a completely random boss. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering how I'm cheesing it, if you try this at home and think it doesn't work... Oh god, how exactly did I do this? I believe you have to... hold up while you are doing this. I think that's it. Oh, yep, here's the other attack, which... fucking sucks to time. Cause once again, it's random. So, I can fly over it technically. I believe it is hold up, otherwise you will get hit still, if you're just, like, moving around randomly. I think it's hold up. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I fought this fucker. The muscle memory's kinda gone. But, yeah, no. You will normally get hit by that, unless you kinda cheese it by, sticking to the ceiling enough. But yeah, like I was saying, the problem is, eventually you will fall. Even if you can cheese the boss, the fact of the matter is you only have so much flight time, which means, eventually, you just plummet. So you kinda have to time it so that you know when a thing is about to- oh god, this sucks so hard. You have to time it so that, yeah, I actually did get attacked here to take advantage of the iframes because I knew I was gonna get hit. But yeah, like, you have to sort of figure out when the best time to dive is. And trust me, the timing is not easy. You can very easily mess that up and just wind up falling into one of his segments anyway. So, yeah, all in all, this boss sucks ass, and I hate it. Which, again, I'm not fond of devil bosses in the first place, but, like, this one you can't predict. The best attack is when it turns into a Wily machine, because you can actually figure that one out. Like, it actually feels fair and fun, because you know how it's going to move. You can predict it. Wow, amazing. What a wild concept, actually understanding what a boss is going to do. Also, it takes for fucking ever, even with the weakness. God, the stage took like, what, 2 minutes? And now we're at the 5-minute mark? God, go to hell. You live there because you're a devil, but seriously, go to hell. Just... I'm gonna be harsh on that boss because it's so bad. Yeah, do a pose, X. Now, thankfully, if you do manage to get past the first stage, the rest aren't anywhere near as bad. No other boss is that bad, no other stage is that bad, so... it's... fine. We can save the game, we never have to fight that guy again, unless you're me, and you decided you're going to play most of the endgame twice, because you need a good and a bad ending run. And then you have to fight that guy twice. But maybe you don't have to do a no-hit run for the other one, since nobody's gonna watch that anyway. Wink, wink, whistle, whistle, that's what I did. Alright, what even is Stage 2? I don't remember. I'm too mad about Stage 1. God, quick man lasers and a devil fight. What a terrible idea. It's like they want you to just enter the end game and be like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not actually gonna complete this game. Anyway, we could have seen these guys in the first stage, but I stopped time, so we skipped most of them. The Zero virus will manifest in a much more aggressive way than the Sigma virus. The Sigma virus is just like, I will chase you casually, but I don't actually care that much. Zero virus, however, will form, sort of try to track your position, and then dash at you in the air. So, having the ability to just say no to that is good. Virus Killer, or Virus Buster, whatever it's called, I think it's Virus Buster, is a very important tool in your belt. It's gonna be very useful, because the Zero virus, again, a lot more aggressive, so it is much more likely to hit you than the Sigma virus. I mean, Sigma virus could hit you if it appeared in a weird location, but if it didn't, then you could probably avoid it, unless it was a particularly awkward jump. Zero, though? No, you've actually got to pay attention to what it's doing. So anyway, the first boss was a reference, and the same goes for the second boss. This time, however, we see the original Sigma virus logo, before we meet our old friend Rongdabongda. So Rongdabongda has a bunch of different eyes and a fair few weaknesses, so just follow what I'm doing to figure out what you need to kill this guy with. Now thankfully I got one of the easier eyes to kill on my first go, because pretty soon into the battle, he is going to create a spike pit and close the walls on you, making all of his attacks very hard to avoid. Yeah, I had to cheese this one with Falcon Armor. Again, Falcon Armor is my savior, but when the walls are closed, I genuinely don't know how to avoid that attack. Like, obviously you have plenty of space to move around at the start of the fight, but mid-battle, that one's tough. Blue kinda just tries to hit you, so that's another one I cheese, but it's not, nearly as immediately a problem if you miss, and you can avoid the blue eye without too much issue. But, you know, if I don't have to make that much of an effort, why would I? Alright, you're weak to fire. And again, at this point, this battle's mostly mine, though the eye being this aggressive can definitely be a problem. Again, you have only so much flight, so if you mess up your allotted time, you could very well just fall into an eye anyway. You gotta be able to time out your, falcon flights. That is a useful skill, but as you can see, it is incredibly useful for both bosses thus far. Also, again, Giga Attack, the one time I used it didn't do damage, that was for the iframes, but other than that, it has been just Falcon Flight, because that is really nice to have. You can't linger in a thing too long even with it, of course, but if you want to just pass a thing with iframes, then go right ahead. Iframes. Oh, also to clarify, I said that first attack was easy. I meant it's easy to dodge in the first phase, but when the walls are up, it's a pain in the neck to dodge, so I'm glad it was out of the way, even though there were 2 other annoying attacks. Alright, so heading into Stage 3, of course we'll be taking... not the Falcon Armor, regular X. So, like I've been saying, regular X does have a use besides just being a punishment in vanilla for starting with 0. We're going to need this for something better. So, you might be wondering one of the major reasons why I decided to have Awaken 0, and to put it simply, I just think it's a cooler setup for this, because for quite a few games now, we have had the implication that X and 0 are destined to fight, and this is it. This is the game where that happens. And alright, so I'll probably show it at the end of the video, but like, no matter what you will fight 0, or if 0 did not awaken, you can fight X instead if you play as 0 in this stage. However, if 0's not awakened, I think the excuse for fighting X or 0 is just really stupid. Also, here's why you want regular X. Once again, this is an improvement over the vanilla version, but this is where you get Ultimate X, or the Black Suit 0, if you did not unlock them at the start of the game. Now the thing is, unfortunately, if you're playing vanilla, you can get Ultimate Armor this way, however, you cannot equip Ultimate Armor until the end of the stage, meaning it's literally only useful for the final level and boss. Which feels like a waste, but of course, in this hack, you are allowed to just immediately use Ultimate X. Obviously, it will not have any equips and that kinda sucks, but it's better than being stuck with regular armor. So yeah, we finally got Ultimate Armor X. This was a thing in X4, but I never ran across it, I did not use the code for it, and that's the only way you can get Ultimate X. So yes, here we are, at the end. We get our warning. And of course, this time, much more clearly, we get the classic Wily W. And here's 0 with his battle aura. So yeah, if you're playing the good ending route, I hate the excuse for the X versus 0 fight, because it's basically just 0 going like, I want to explore here, and X going, no, you can't, you're sick. We need to check out what's all weird with your body, and 0's like, no, I don't want to. And so they fight. Like, it's a pretty boring contrivance in the first place, but again, they have been building up to this conflict for a while now. And then it just winds up being, oh yeah, 0 doesn't want to take his constipation meds, so X and 0 are gonna fight now. This just makes so much more sense. 0 has awakened, which is also a thing that has been built up. But yeah, 0 has not gone Maverick. He's not giving any Maverick readings. This is what 0 was just truly supposed to be. But is that really the case? It seems like X doesn't believe that, even if the scanners don't say Maverick. He does specifically say this version of 0, though he does say that it is an evil far worse than Sigma, so we do have to fight him to the death. But X has hope that he can bring back the real 0, and so we get this boss fight theme. Again, I hate that the good ending version is just 0 does not want to take his constipation meds, because this is like the coolest fucking song, and it's such a waste if it's just a minor dispute over, hey, maybe you should take a nap, 0. Anyway, house rule as always is, if it's X fighting 0, I'm allowed to take hits. Which is good because holy shit, this fight is hard. In part because the boss's health is really long. It is far shorter in the 0 version of the fight than the regular version. But But yeah, no, he kills you very quickly. It looks like this battle is ending quickly, but like, the same goes the other way around. I could only take so many licks before he would just kill me, and trust me, I had a lot of takes of this one. Even though this was one where I allowed myself to take hits, you cannot take many. Yeah, I'm almost dead. X naturally looks tired after this fight. He'd like 1 or maybe 2 more hits, but probably 1, and I would have died. Also, I really wanted to cut out this. This is kind of dumb. It's just going, ugh, I beat the boss, but actually I got hit by Soul Body. Remember that ability? Yeah, he hit me with it. But like, no, you don't need to excuse why X is also tired in this upcoming cutscene. Trust me, I know. I fought the guy. I was not at full health. I absolutely was not full at the end of that fight. You did not need to say that X got hit by an attack while he was exploding. Alright, so this is the next difference between the good and bad endings, and pretty much the last difference before the ending itself. So, alright, normally in the bad ending, when Zero awakens, at this point he is too tired to, like, take a shot against Sigma. So instead, he actually just sacrifices himself for X, and is actually killed. Like, obviously, in the bad ending route, you cannot play as Zero, for the, you know, entire point up to here, and then you still can't afterwards, because Zero is actually legit dead this time. He's actually killed, so once again, I have mixed the two endings together. We're going to say that Zero is still actually tough enough to fight Sigma off rather than get hit and Sigma's just like, haha, I killed your boyfriend, X, goodbye! I mean, to be fair, he still comes to his senses even in the bad ending run, so it's not like that's a thing that only happens for good ending. The dialogue is pretty much the same up to the point where Zero has to jump in. Depending on what pose you get, yeah, that's what ending you have. But yeah, it seems on this route, despite awakening, after a thrilling fight to the near death, with a very good song that was completely fitting to the situation, it seems Zero was still able to shake off this mysterious force, this mysterious evil that had taken him over. But just what is this evil anyway? I mean, I know you know what this evil is, but X and Zero don't. And you know who has the answers? Sigma. You know who we also need to kill, because this whole thing has gone on for far too long? Sigma. Yep, Sigma's behind all of this. I thought that was kind of obvious because that's how the game started. So, X and Zero aren't exactly in the best fighting shape, but nonetheless, next time on Mega Man X5, they'll finish the fight together.